Hey guys, Arya here. So I know it's been a while since I talked about any recent movies that I've seen, and I apologize for that. So today I will be talking about the most recent movie that I've seen, which was 300 Rise of an Empire. Now, this movie is the sequel to the first 300 movie that came out, I think it was like 9, 10 years ago, whatever. And when I found out that they were making a sequel to 300, I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. And also, like, how are they going to do it and what the story was going to be and stuff like that. But then I found out that the story was based on an unpublished Frank Miller graphic novel called Xerxes. And of course, I don't really read that many graphic novels. But yeah, so anywho, I saw the film with my dad and we saw it in 3D, and for the most part I thought this film was okay. Now I'm not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it's really good, I'm just saying it was just okay. Um Now, the one thing that I did like about this movie was that it took place in continuity with the first movie. I mean, they mentioned King Leonidas in 300 and stuff like that. And also, this movie doesn't focus on the Spartans, but actually focuses on the Athenians, the people from Athens. And this battle shows the Athenians against the Persian navy, which I thought was perfect. Because we saw the Persian army in the first movie. Now this movie it focuses on the naval aspects, which I thought was perfect, perfect, perfect. Um, the cast of this movie was pretty good too. I can't remember who played uh, the hero of this movie. I think his name was like the Mysticles or something like that. But anywho, he did a good job. Eva or Ava Green, or I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, but her character, whose name I can't remember, I don't remember right off the top of my head. I thought she was good. She had a unique and interesting backstory, which I'm not gonna talk about for those of you who haven't seen the movie yet. But yeah, and Xerxes was back in this movie, played by the same actor. Uh, Queen Gorgo, or however that character's name was pronounced. She was back. Was again played by Lena Headey. At least that's how I think you pronounce her last name. But again, I apologize if I mispronounced that. Um, but yeah, she was back, which I thought was really really good. And yeah, so the first part of the movie, yes, the Mysticles sin and stuff like that, but it mainly focuses on the backstory of Xerxes, which I thought was great. I was kind of a little disappointed that they never touched on that in the first movie, but on this movie, they do that in spades, and it is excellent. That was a good opening to the film. The rest of the movie then focuses on, like I said, the Persian Navy against the Athenians and stuff like that, and all that other fun stuff. Now there is a sex scene between the female antagonist and Themistocles, which I thought was kind of a little unnecessary, but what can you say? I mean, Leonidas and his wife had a pretty interesting sex scene in the first movie, so there's that. Um, but yeah, but anywho, and the rest of the movie was pretty good. Now this movie was not directed by Zack Snyder because he was basically working on Man of Steel, and of course we all know how people think of that movie and what I thought of it. At least you guys who watch my videos, you know what I thought about that movie. So there you go. But other than that, the rest of the film I thought was okay. It did retain some elements from the first movie, like the speed up, slow down action sequences, which I thought were great, especially in the first movie, and they do well in this, and those sequences they work well in this movie too. So I can't complain. Um, but I don't really have any that major criticisms about the film. I thought as a whole it was okay. So yeah. So if you saw the first 300 movie and you want to go see this movie, then check it out. If you haven't seen the first film yet. If you haven't seen 300 yet, go check it out. And if you really want to know more about the story and about 300, then check out the graphic novel. It was it was done by Frank Miller, who also did the graphic novel Batman: The Dark Knight Returns, which, as some people know, got spoofed into Darkwing Duck: The Duck Knight Returns, but I don't want to get into that. So there you go. So yeah, I also want to let you guys know that that prior to Series 8 of Doctor Who, which will be Peter Capaldi's first season as the Doctor, I'm going to review every single one of Matt Smith's Doctor Who episodes, starting with the 11th Hour, which was the first episode of Series 5, going all the way to the final episode of Series 7, The Name of the Doctor. Now, I won't be talking about the 50th anniversary special or the Christmas special because I already reviewed those episodes. So if you want to know my thoughts on those, then there are links in the description below, so you guys can check those out and see so you can know what I thought about those episodes. So there you go. Now, since the Capaldi era of Doctor Who will be starting in I think August or September or something like that, I'll probably start doing those reviews sometime during this summer. So maybe starting in June or July or something like that. That's when I will be reviewing those episodes. Now, as far as what my review schedule is like now, I'll probably do some other Doctor Who reviews eventually, so those will be coming up pretty soon. I'm also going to be reviewing all of the Doctor Who spin-offs, starting with K9 and Company, and doing that, and then all the way through the Sarah Jane Adventures. Now, I do have to warn you, though, yes, I will be reviewing K9 and Company, Torchwood, and the Sarah Jane Adventures. However, I've only seen the first season of Torchwood, and as far as the Sarah Jane Adventures goes, I've only seen the first 4 seasons. I know that there were 5 seasons, and season 5 was obviously cut short due to the unfortunate passing of Elizabeth Sladen in 2011. But I can't actually find season 5 at any of the libraries that I normally go to. So I'm not entirely sure if I should talk about those episodes, even though I haven't seen season 5, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyway, just for you guys. So there you go. But like I said, I'll be talking about the first season, Torchwood, and of course I will be talking about the failed pilot for K9 and Company, A Girl's Best Friend. Now, I will not be talking about the Australian spin-off TV series K9, because I haven't seen it, nor do I have no desire to ever check it out, because as far as I'm concerned, it's completely out of continuity with Doctor Who, which to me is kind of sad. Because if you're going to do a spin-off of a show, then it has to be in continuity with the show that you're spinning off from, or something like that. So that's why I will not be talking about the Australian Doctor Who spin-off K9, because as far as I'm concerned, it's out of continuity with Doctor Who. They don't even mention anything about the show or anything else like that. So there you go. But other than that, just keep tuning in for more reviews and stuff. And I'm hoping that my next review will be Captain America: The Winter Soldier. That may or may not happen in the next few days or so. But if that's not what I'm going to be reviewing, the next video you'll probably see from me will be my review of the failed K9 and Company pilot, A Girl's Best Friend. So there you go. So that's all I have for now. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys next video. So yeah.